And what it was like. Okay, welcome to a bouquet tutorial. We're going to make a super cute fluffy bouquet, very much inspired by the season of spring. But first thing I need to do is I need to cut some lengths of these bad boys so I can actually utilize them, because right now they are too long. So I'm just going to take some of that out, and these LAM are going to become the base for my bouquet, and probably one statement as well. Okay, so we have our LAMs. And I like that kind of shape. And then I'm just going to build in between them. So I'm going to use some of the other stems to support them, like just like that. So there's one less, I have to hold. But yeah, let's go. I'm going to go with Nigella, just a few at a time, and we're going to build them into it. And then my clematis to make, I really want it to line up in here. So I'm just trying to work out what kind of shape I want to make with my clematis. So I've now got my fingers, so before my fingers were threaded through, I've now got them loose. So you can see that I'm just holding it now, and it's holding itself. I'm actually going to put my fingers back in and hold it again. So now my fingers, you can see they are threaded through. Just because it was starting to wiggle and shift its shape slightly. There we go, that's better. And then I trim my stems again, because there's no point in having weirdly long stems poking out everywhere. just adding more flowers. I really like the look of multiple flowers grouped together for this one because it's very spring themed and that's very spring flowery. Even though we've actually just shifted into summer in the UK. Perfect. So we're missing a little bit down here. Like see how that's like, we need something coming forward there. And I think that's some purple again maybe. Like that. Okay. We really like that. That's made it very elongated. See how we're getting like this shape going on? I don't really want to be able to see those stems, so we'll have to think of a way to like cover them a little bit with something. I'm thinking some more of this. We'll eventually be able to cover them like that. Oh, look at that. Look at that shape. So right now, as you can see, it's all just bent between my fingers like so. That's giving me a really good indication of where we're at. I'm going to tape this now because I've got such a good, good bounce, good movement. So I'm going to tape it off just under my fingers. This is always my least favourite part. I'm not very good at this part because you got to get it in under your finger and not lose anything. I think we've almost stayed the same. Oh, yes we have, just got a little bit of a move there. There we go. Let's just cut these all just a smidge shorter, see how that goes for hiding everything. Okay, so at the moment, what I'm looking at, that's better. I really like that was there. That I really like. I really like that kind of shape we've got going. What I want to do now is I feel like it goes like that. I want something to come out of here. So I'm going to utilize, maybe I've got, can I have I don't really want the clematis. Actually, I saved myself some shorter nigella. So I'm thinking we might just have a little cluster of them come out of there like that. We'll tuck them in. A few on the inside and a few on the outside like that. And then some also threaded through. One of my biggest tricks when I'm making like a bouquet that I want to be naturally clustered is I put some in multiples at a time and then I go in with singles and like add to it. So you see how it's like, you just saw how I did it just then. It's looking really cute. So I've got lots of white down here, so we need to bring some, I want to bring some of the purple down and around. When I start to get to this point, I tape lots more because I just want to make sure everything is secure because I'm just adding a few stems at a time. So normally I do a majority of the bouquet and then I like in my fingers and then I start to use the tape layers to perfect it. How are we looking? So we've got the clematis coming through there. I feel like I want some clematis. Like that makes it really line-like, but I don't know, maybe I like that. Or maybe we want to break the line and put it over there. What do we think? I think break the line. Constantly while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about what I have left. So this is what I have, this is what I have left to go in. So we're going to use that to fill any problem areas, to change anything I want to change like shape-wise. Like I want to make sure the back isn't like completely flat. So I'm just going to use a couple of bits there to fix that area. Hold on, where were we? We were going like Wonderful. So I also want to put something in here to make sure it comes right around. Except not that, because that really clusters it. Hold on, let's just get this shape perfect. Is that what we were going for? So we didn't want it there, we wanted it like that. Alright, let's tape him. This is what I mean about taping lots. Like, I only put a couple in and I'm already retaping. I'm not doing like wrapping taping. I'm just doing like a single covering of taping just to cover those stems. And make sure when you're taping, you're keeping it. See how I'm keeping it on the same line? Alright, how's that looking? I'm just going to use my mirror. It's looking very cute, but we just... We're missing, if I hold it against me, can you see that there's like a gap here? You just need to have something in there. I just don't know what we can sit. Maybe that clematis, like that. That's looking pretty good. And then we also just need to break up a few spots where there's very intense, like, colour imbalances. I mean, like, for me, I just want to make sure that I'm not... I actually quite like most of it. Maybe a smidge of white tucked in here. I really like this has, like, the bend, but we want it quite tucked in. Alright, how are we looking now? So my bouquets are designed to be held against the body at like that kind of angle. So I'm just constantly doing that with it to make sure that it works. So this is what I've got to. It's super fluffy, super floaty, super jiggly. I have a few more things left, so I'm just going to think about what I'm looking at. I like most of the shape. I like the white kind of goes like that. This one is like a separate bit. I maybe want to break the white up a little bit. Like, I wouldn't mind maybe one of these down here. This bit gets very thinky and very slow, and it's very like trialing just to make sure I'm happy with everything. Even like just taking all of the side stems, a lot of the times editing flowers like this is very important. There we go. I'm just making sure he's sitting where I want him. It's like adding in more details now is kind of where we're up to. And also making sure I'm happy with the back and how it like sits in someone's hand. I'm actually really loving this colour palette. I don't know if this is something I'll ever get asked for, but I really love it. Right now I'm just like manipulating flowers into like filling little gaps and making sure everything looks quite detailed. I really wanted a detailed look because I feel like spring is always really detailed. Alright, we have one final stem. How am I feeling about this? It is very cute. I know if I maybe want one more thing at the back, but lower. There we go. I love it. Alright, we need to tape. There was some tape somewhere. It is now stuck. And stuck to the other two. Okay. And here we have it. Here is a finished floaty, jiggly bridal bouquet. I love it. So beautiful. Guys, it is stunning. I hope you love it too. And I used, so we had one bunch of this kind of shaped flower. You could equate that with scabious, but I maybe get two because they're a little bit less full. I had 4 alliums. You could use hydrangea or alliums or anything that you can thread flowers through. I had clematis. You could switch that out for some sweet pea, or what's another good option for spring in Australia? Corncockle would be a really good one. Nigella, you could do Nigella, or you could do any other small floaty kind of flower. And that is it. Thank you for joining me.